growing up, Amit Ghose knew he was different, born with a rare genetic condition called neurofibromatosis. He has battled a lifetime of unwanted stares, attention, and cruel comments.
But it was extraordinary about this. It was at a recent run-in in a cafe where Amit says that he was refused service because of his facial tumours, and that's prompted him to turn pain into purpose. He's written this book. It's called Born Different. It's inspiring kids to embrace their unique qualities, and as you can see, he's here now. Hello, great to meet you.
Good morning, great to see you.
Good morning, thank you very much.
So just take us through what happened in this damn cafe.
Shocking, extremely shocking. I was in London to visit my sister, and I went for a walk on the afternoon to just grab some coffee. I love going to an independent coffee shop, having a coffee.
Yep.
Walked into this coffee shop. There was predominantly men in this coffee shop who were just staring at me as if they'd seen a ghost. And I get this quite a lot, where people stare at me, and people in the visibly different community get this a lot, where you get the stare or you get that nudge of look at his face. Yeah. So I get that a lot, and I went up to the counter to order some coffee, and the lady at the desk looked at me and said, "Oh, we're not serving anymore." Just turned around and walked off. And I was left there stunned a little bit, going, clearly you are, because everyone's sitting here enjoying a coffee.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't turn back, so I just walked out feeling very rejected, very upset.
And you knew that this wasn't about the hours that they were working. They weren't about to close. The coffee shop was obviously still serving.
I very well knew that, yeah.
They just weren't serving you.
Yeah.
And how often do you experience that sort of treatment?
In different places, I experience different things. You know, in a park, people will come up to me. Again, very recently, this incident happened.
Tell us the story. What happened in the park?
So in the park, this was back in Birmingham where I live, and I was just in the local park after work. And a couple came over to me to ask me what had happened to me. And when people ask me, I'm very open about it. I talk about it. I like to educate people and, raise the awareness. And I started speaking to them about it, and I was telling them what had happened. And they started laughing, and they said, well, if I was born like that, I wouldn't even come out of my house.
Oh.
And again, they just looked at each other and went off. And
How old were these people?
similar age to myself. There was a couple. And
a man and a woman?
Man and a woman, yeah, man and a woman. And I went home really, really upset that day, because I do a lot of advocacy work. I try and put my heart and soul into creating content to help people, inspire people. But then to still have that sort of treatment, it's painful.
Tell us about the condition, because it's a genetic condition, isn't it? And it leads to tumours on your face. They are benign tumours, as I understand it. But just talk to us about how it happens and then how it affects your experience, because obviously you've had to be at school with children bullying you when you were younger, and how you've dealt with that. So
the condition is called neurofibromatosis, type 1. NF1 more commonly. It causes tumours to grow on nerves. For me, those tumours grew on my face, making me look very visibly different.
They're benign tumours, aren't they?
Benign tumours, yes. The tumours can grow anywhere in the body. For me, I have tumours growing throughout my body, but on my face, it's quite prominent. It resulted in me losing my left eye. When I was 11 years old, I had a life-changing surgery where my left eye was removed and this prosthesis was placed.
And how did you deal with it as a child?
It was difficult. It was at times very lonely. At that age, you don't quite understand what depression and anxiety is. But looking back now, I know I was going through those emotions. A lot of the times I didn't want to be in school because other children didn't want to sit next to me. And I always say this story about PE lessons. In PE lessons, the PE teacher says, hey, go pair up with somebody or get into groups. And everyone just runs to, their friends. And a lot of the times I used to wait for someone to come and pair up with me or someone to come and play with me. And a lot of the times the PE teacher would have to nominate someone or nominate himself with me. And that was really painful.
You must have to have a lot of inner strength to take that kind of lifetime of rejections, which still go on to this very day. in the stories you've just told. You must have developed a kind of a muscle somewhere.
Yeah, so I talk about this a lot, where I talk about the 4 steps of confidence based on my lived experience. And the first one is embracing your personality. So I played cricket as a child. I was very scared to play with other children initially, but then when I did start playing with other children, first I was faced by rejection, but when they played with me, they realised I played very well. And I went from Amit, the boy with the funny face, to Amit, the boy who plays cricket. Right. So the first step of being confident is embracing your personality, and that's the message that I share with children, and that's the message I've got in this book, Born Different. It's when you embrace your personality,
so yeah.
you get seen differently by people.
That's so interesting. You find something else which will establish an identity for you.
Absolutely.
So even though, of course, the way you look is so much an important, vital part of who you are, but you give someone else the other people something to focus on.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely incredible. Amit, I just want to talk to you about finding love.
Yes.
Because you're happily married.
I am.
Tell us about your lovely partner and your plans for a family, because, of course, this is a genetic condition. So I wonder how you are dealing with that.
Yeah. So, yes, I am married to a beautiful wife. I mean, I spoke about the 4 steps. I just want to touch on step 2 is acceptance.
Yeah.
And a big part of that was my wife, Piali. Initially, when we first met, she was in India and I was in England, and we used to video call each other. And for a very long time, I couldn't accept the left-hand side of my face. All my photographs on social media were from the right-hand side of my face.
Right.
I would sit in a particular part of the room where only people could see the right-hand side of my face. So when I used to video call her, I used to only show her the right-hand side of my face. And she knew about my condition, and I think the second or third occasion, she said, Amit, I know what you're doing. If I marry you, I'm not going to marry half of your face. I'm going to marry all of you. And it was at that point I realised 2 things. One, that, hey, I've got to own it. I've got to accept who I am. But bloody hell, this person loves me for who I am. I've got to get married to them. So that came with its challenges in the society and community and her family. They weren't really accepting this because of my condition. They were talking about, what will your children be like? Will your children have the same condition? And absolutely, with neurofibromatosis, there's a 50% chance that my child could inherit my condition.
So
me and my wife had a difficult discussion and decided that we're going to go through IVF. So at the moment, we're going through the IVF treatment. That's going on. We're very close to getting a result. So
good luck with that.
Fingers and toes crossed.
And what would you say? I just want to, because there will be children watching who also experience an insecurity because of the way that they look. And I know you've spoken to children.
Yes.
You go to schools. What would you say to those children this morning and parents of children?
Parents, children, anybody. I think it's about acceptance. Disability or no disability, we all have insecurities. We all feel insecure about going into a new place or doing something for the first time. If we can accept ourselves, we live in this world where we're constantly seeking validation externally. If we can start seeking validation internally, I think that's where the difference is. So for children, it's about embracing who they are. For adults, it's about that self-validation.
Can I ask you just my last question?
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong about this, but I don't think I am. I think your condition has enriched you as a man.
Absolutely. A lot of people say don't let your condition define you. I absolutely let it define me.
Yes.
Because it makes me who I am. And
I have a deeper human being.
Yeah, I have to say it's World Neurofibromatosis Awareness Month this month. I'm an ambassador for several charities, but Nerve Tumour Foundation is something very close to me. Yeah. And I'm working very closely with them to raise awareness for the condition.
Well, it's a privilege to talk to you. There's the book.
Thank you.
Born Different. I think every kid should read it. It's great to meet you.
Thank you.
Fantastic to see you. Thank you so much, Amit, and all the very best with your family.
Good luck with the children.
Thank you.
I feel enriched for having spoken to you this morning. Thank you very much for having me. Such a powerful message.
Thank you.
And particularly for children as well who can suffer.
Thank you.
Thank you.